What is going on, YouTube? It's Dagreenshiz here, back with another video. Hope everybody's doing good. Today, if you have not seen this website, this is the Beckett Pop Report website. One of those most mystique places on the face of the frickin' earth. So what I'm going to do today is look at BGS versus CGC, Perfect versus Beckett Black Label. Which one's rare? Let's find out. But before we get into that video, go down below in the description, 20% off graded guards. Christmas is coming up. Check it out. Be there, be square. These things are freaking beautiful. I don't recommend anything I don't like myself. Here it is. Go check it out. 20% off. Now back to the regular programming. So some of you, a lot of you, may not have seen this site before. I've deciphered it a little bit, so let's just jump into it. So what we're going to do today, we're going to go down and we're going to select the sport. The sport in this case is Pokemon. The set name is Evolving Skies. The player name, of course, is Umbreon. Search. And assuming you type all the correct information in, you may or may not get information, but this is the Beckett Pop Report. Let's zoom in a little bit here, get you guys a little bit more on the screen. So what I want to look at is Umbreon, the Moonbreon, number 215 from Evolving Skies, English. And I want to compare that to the CGC Perfect slab. I want to see the percentages, which one's rare, what are the prices these things are selling at, and kind of just diagnose and look at what are we doing. So number 215, Pokemon Sword and Shield, Evolving Skies, Umbreon VMAX, Alt Art, number right here. So it's showing 569 graded cards, right? Yeah, 569. 5.3% is a BGS Black Label. Beautiful. So 30 of those are Black Labels. And you may ask, where are those selling? So we have two things that have sold recently. Whether or not these are true or not, when I actually looked up the offers that were accepted, it was roughly $6,000 and $9,000. Having seen what the current Lugia is selling for, it may not be far off. But 5.3%. The PSA 10 rate is 40%. That is pretty solid. I understand these are probably printed pretty well. I believe they are printed well because I know the PSA 10 gem rate is very good. But we're not looking at PSA 10 today. So keep that in mind. 30 of 569. Only 30 Black Labels exist in the world of this Umbreon. Now, let's take a ride over. Let's check out CGC. So CGC, for those of you that don't know, they have the Perfect 10, which is 410 subgrades. Centering, surface, edges, corners. Same exact concept as Beckett, the Black Label 410 subgrades. This is the Umbreon. Same exact card right here. Number 215 out of 203. 1200 graded. 1200 versus, what was this? 569. So a little over double the quantity graded, almost half the number of perfect 10s. 18 perfect 10s out of 1200. That is 1.5%. 1.5%. That is insane. Now you're asked, what are those sale prices must be much higher, you ask. Well, no, they're not as recognized as a grading company as Beckett. Beckett's been around a long time. Beckett's very popular with sports cards as well. So that's where, like, the Beckett has the huge cross in the sports cards, which helps because you have sports people constantly looking up Black Label. It's a search term. They aren't looking up CGC because CGC is dedicated to trading cards. So there's a little bit less people looking at these. But also, it's CGC. It gets a lot of hate, and here it sits. $2,600, a perfect 10 Umbreon, Moonbreon sold, $2,600. Not bad. This was at auction, actually, which was pretty cool to see. But 18 of these exist. 1.5% CGC Perfect 10s versus 5% at Beckett. Sitting here, being a person who has both, I have Perfect 10 slabs, I have Beckett Black Label slabs. The Beckett Black Label just is a effing statement. The thing looks freaking beautiful. The Perfect 10 slabs, I'm looking at my Kyogre now, they look freaking beautiful as well. I really don't think the Beckett Black Label deserves 3x the price over a Perfect 10 card, especially based on what they're calling a Black Label at 5% versus a 1.5% perfect. If it were me, I would want the more, like, if the price is a third, I would want the one that is perfect versus the Black Label, just based on percentage. If you're already shooting for the conditional rarity, you might as well go for the one that's really scarce. But I understand the Black Label is just that much more attractive. Like I said, there's other markets that look at them. So maybe it's always going to just hold that higher value, and it probably will, just because of what it is and how it's been established in this market. But, man, let me tell you, there's, in the next couple of years, I could definitely see these CGs. It's not just this Umbreon. I looked at a bunch of Black Labels for Perfect 10s in sets that came out in the last year. To where both companies have had access to grading, and it's just blown away. CGC Perfect 10s are much more scarce. They seem to always get much less value. It is what it is. I love the Beckett Black Labels. I have a few. The Perfect 10s are beautiful. It's just really interesting. I have a card that I believe could attain a BGS 10 or a CGC 10 that is a PSA 10 currently. Now, in my brain, it's going back and forth what I would want to do. It's Pop Zero 10s for Beckett and CGC. So now it's just the mental of what I want to do for my personal collection. Do I want to send it to CGC? Basically, I'm not going to crack it. I don't have the stones to do that. It's a $1,500 card or plus. And I'm just going to show what it is. Might as well just show what it is. So this is a shadowless PSA 10 Zapdos. Purchased off of Heritage Auctions recently. And this card is absolutely freaking perfect. Way better than my other 10. Way better. This card is going, my first ever Beckett submission if I do it, or CGC. I really have to make up my mind here. I've been jogging it through my brain, looking at these different pop reports, what's more scarce. But I am leaning towards a Black Label, just because I do have a bunch of Zapdos Black Label cards. I might shoot my shot at it. If it comes back a Gold Label 10, it's still a Pop 1. That would be cool. There's no BGS 10s of the Shadowless Zapdos. So I'm going to shoot my shot probably at Beckett, and if it comes back and they don't grade it, I might send it to CGC to see what they do. I would almost say this is a slam dunk guarantee at a 10. Whether it's the Gold Label or the CGC Pristine, that'll be awesome. Either way, either one of them would be sick. The CGC Pristine 10, I would probably, at this point in my career, I would probably keep the PSA 10 over it. So I might not send it there with a min grade of a Pristine. We shall see. But this is interesting. Really crazy how unrare, not rare, a Black Label is compared to a Perfect 10. So keep that in mind when you're searching through eBay. Pretty interesting information. Hope this was some type of entertainment to y'all. Hope you guys have a good one. Thanks for stopping by. Peace.